Good morning. So, I want to talk about the massive energies now that are on the planet, that it seems like everything energetically is shifting. There are massive waves, and I wouldn't even call it waves, it's more like currents. The currents of energy on the planet now are so intense that we can feel it running through us. And now is the time for change. If we want to take a lift off in our life and we want to change something, now is the time. Now is the time to shift into other dimensions, into other energetic um, um, ways of being. So there's so many different, it seems like everything is coming together all at once. There's so many different ways of shifting into different realities. So there is in the way of shifting perspective, or you can see it as shedding the old and becoming the new, coming out of the ashes. You can go through portals. You can go through the pain. The pain is a portal. You go through the pain and come out the other side into a different state of being. You can catch these currents of energy. So let's say if you're on a certain path, a certain energetic path, and your life seems to be monotone, or it seems to be stuck in place, or you seem to be stuck in a certain mindset or a certain way of being, and you feel like you're trapped in that, now is a perfect time to start shifting, because all of these energies are at a meeting point, and you can jump timelines now. You can jump from one energy to another because they are all coming together now. And then it's like Bashar says about the trains leaving. All the trains are in the station now. Now is the time to choose the station. Once the trains leave and they're all going off in different directions, then you need to make sure that you're on the right train, because otherwise it's going to be a lot more difficult to shift over. So now with all of this intense energy all around the world, it's like everything is just, and if you can endure, if you can stand, because that's everybody's shaking. That also humanity, you see it in what's going on around the world, within the countries, within, you can see it on the micro level, you can see it on the macro level, you can see it on all the levels, you can see it on the individual, you can see it on the masses, you can see it on in the intimate, and you can see it in the the opposite of intimate, external, or within the collective. So these changes are happening, and instead of sitting going, oh no, that's changing, it's changing, I'm afraid, now's the time to like get into yourself and take hold of yourself, take the reins, and start moving your life with intention. The, even just the knowing that you want the change is already intention. It's already allowing the universe to come in and take you. And sometimes we don't even know what to do to change our energy, to move into a different era. With all of these energies coming in, it's enough that we change one thing. It's enough that we make one switch. It's enough that we get up in the morning and brush your teeth with the opposite hand. Change something in your automatic. Find something that's on automatic mode and shift it every day. And it will slowly move you into a different energy, even if it's just shifting it blindly until it's open enough for you to see new paths, other ways of being. Right now is 5:30 in the morning. I got up this morning at 4:30, and so that's also a change. It's a simple change. You can get up before time. Even if in the beginning you don't really know what to do, that's good. You have that extra time that you are just able to be before you have to get into your life. Meditate every morning. It connects you to the divine. It keeps that connection alive. It keeps you aware that you are on a spiritual path. Which is also important to become, to just remain aware that even sometimes when you can't feel it, because there's so much noise going on within, everything is shaking. That's when change is being made. And sometimes you can't go back in and focus on the Zen when everything inside has been brought up to the surface, and now you're dealing with these massive emotions. You have to sometimes, you get currents. Let's say you get currents of energy, or if you're in water and there's currents. First, you have to calm the currents before you can even deal with whatever floated up to the top and the surface. First, you have to be able to, and so you have to allow yourself. This is a process. There's so many things that, over this last week, I've been kind of going through myself, and there's been so much brought up to the surface, and it feels like I got up above and I'm able to see. I'm able to see. First of all, I'm so grateful that I'm even able to see. At first, when you start seeing things, like it's like I'm seeing the past years of my life play out, but I'm looking at them from a level above. And at first, you're like horrified, like, oh my God, was that really the mind? Like, you're like, did I really? Is that? But then you start seeing the power in being able to see it, because when you're able to see it, you're able to take responsibility for it, and then you're able to master your avatar. You're able to master your existence. You're able to shift out of those behaviors that you don't like. Instead of just being in them blindly and not even knowing what you're doing, you're able to shift out of them. Of course, it does hurt because you paid prices. If you wouldn't have paid prices, then you wouldn't have gotten the wake up. So it always comes with like sacrifices of self, things that you had to pay, but without the payment of those prices, and those prices are very dear. It depends on the message that you're getting. It depends on the lesson that you're getting. If you get a big, massive lesson, it means you paid a massive price in your life. So you made some kind of repetitive mistake, or you made some kind of mistake that was based on your perspective, on your programming, on your mind. You didn't even know that you were doing it. And then all of a sudden it's like your eyes are open. There's a light shined right on those spots, and you see that the light was always there. You just couldn't see because you were so stuck in your belief system and in believing that this was the way to be, that you didn't even notice the behaviors that you were behaviors. These a lot of times are behaviors of scarcity, behaviors of I am unlovable, therefore I don't love. Um, um, all sorts of programming that we wish that we were different, but things that I don't know if it's right to say we wish that we were different, but it's behaviors that are on top of our natural nature, the way that we want to be. And once they're start getting lifted off, and you are left only with yourself without all of those patches on top of behavior, first of all, you're purifying yourself, so that always feels good when you up one in your own purification and get one of those behaviors off. So once you get over the shame in it, because a lot of times and for me, you come over yourself, and you see your behaviors, that the ways that you were behaving, and at first you're ashamed of yourself. And shame is one of the lowest emotions, one of the lowest vibrational emotions that you can feel as a human. It's just, but it's a big teacher. Shame, if you don't fight against it, when you're fighting against shame, you're just making more shame. When you accept it, then you become divine. You take that shame and you turn it into a massive life lesson, and you make changes, transformational changes in your life, so that you don't go down those routes again. You see the not only the prices that you pay, but it's not just like, I don't want to pay prices, so I'm not going to do it. You don't want to be like that. You want to excel. You want to be different. You want to be your divinity. You want to be fine. You paid the prices, and you know that those prices were paid. There's no holding on. There's no saying, no, it didn't happen. You have to accept it. But from this point on, you can adjust your behavior, shift your behavior, start really watching yourself in those places, and lift out of those mindsets. So for me, it's really that scarcity mindset. And I know that as humanity, we are pretty much programmed. Most of us in humanity is programmed in that scarcity mode because it serves the machine. If humanity is constantly believing that there isn't enough and that I have to that there isn't enough in the world, a scarcity, then I am constantly in fear and I'm constantly running after abundance. When I live in abundant mode, then I know that I'm abundant. I know that I'm worthy. I know that there is enough, and I know that I will always have. And the more that I give, the more that I get, because I create that current within me. And it's just like these currents of energy that we opened up talking about. So these currents of energy now, so if you are on a certain energetic path and everything is shaking now because there's so much energetic um, currents and frequency happening now. There's so much movement in the energy and everything is moving really fast. So each and every one of us inside of ourselves is shaken. That's why there's so many things going on in the world. Also with the weather, you see things going on in the world. You see individually, you see in the systems. The systems are starting to systems that are out of whack. They're not withholding within this energetic field that's happening now, and things are starting to shift and move and fall apart and collapse and change. And those of us who are able to stand up and withhold in that energy, we're strong enough, then now is the time to make those massive changes in your life. Now is the time to excel. Now is the time to propel your life in the direction that you want. And if you are on this energetic path right now and it's not exactly the energetic path and you're feeling out of sync with your inner self, just start making small changes. If you make a small change, there's so many currents of energy now, you'll already start connecting to another current. Make a step towards the life that you want. One step that is easy within the physical mode. One thing that you can do to better your life. One thing that you can do one habit that you can get out of. One thing that you can do to move towards. It doesn't matter what it is, as small as it is, one thing that you can do. If you don't know how or where you want to go and propel your life, make a change. Just change something small. Make a small change. Make a small habit change. Go to bed earlier. Get up earlier. Meditate in the morning. Switch something up. Once you switch something up, it'll knock everything out of balance. Not out of balance so much, but it'll start creating the opportunity for flexibility in your life. It'll start showing the universe that you are willing to be flexible, and that it'll start, if you move one thing in your schedule, it'll start affecting everything else in your schedule. It'll start showing your schedule that it is changeable and movable and alternative. And then you'll start saying, it's like everything in your schedule is also, you can see it as separate entities. The meetings are a certain kind of energy that you have. Family time is a certain kind of energy that you have. So all of these energetic templates that you have in your life, the ones that are more out of sync with you, will slowly start falling out of your life. They will not be resonated with your core energy. So it's like your inner shell is starting to the first step is just know that you can make change. It's starting to become a little bit flexible. That way it allows things to leave and things to come in that are more accurate for it. And it also, our inner light is starting to want to shine out more and more and more. And that's why we're shaking. That's why all of the outer layers of the outer layers that we've created around us, all of these false beliefs and things that we have to do and all the have tos and the ways that we should be, and all of these perspectives have built this big wall around our light where our light doesn't shine through, where we don't even know we're stuck out there on the outskirts in our ego, stuck out there afraid because we're disconnected from the light at our center. So fall towards the light. Take your eyes off of everything that is out there. Turn around, look inward, close your eyes, look inward, see that light in there. Way in there in the middle of your space, there is a shining light. It's so bright. Fall towards that light. Start falling towards that light from Bashar. Start falling towards that light, and all of those outer layers that you were holding up will start collapsing inwards, because there's nothing there to hold them up anymore. And then you will come home into your own light, and you will become part of your light, and you will shine outward, and it will be of little effort. It will be so easy. It'll be like coming home, and you will flow into the energy that already suits you. See, there's so many different levels of doing the personal work. We do the work with our reactions. We don't react, sit in it. So at all the levels, we have to be doing the work. Making change, going through portals, feeling all the feelings, pulling our emotions all the way out to their maximum. Now is the time. The time is now. There is a calling to come home now. There is a calling to wake up. There is a calling to start coming into your light, to bring your light to the world. There is a calling for you to bring your gifts, because humanity now needs it. If you are seeing this and you're with me and until this point, this is your calling to start bringing your own light forward. Because as a collective, each of us are bringing our own parts. It's a massive puzzle, and we are on the forefront. We are bringing the change. We are bringing the awakening. We are showing the way by doing the path ourselves and showing what the path is. So just be in that place. You are divinely guided, and exactly where you are right now is exactly where you need to be. There is a purpose in it, and it can't be any different. In order to overcome your own challenges, you have to be in those challenges in order to overcome them and truly understand them from within. So whatever the challenges are that you are within right now, those challenges have come to serve a purpose, and they have to be there. You cannot overcome them without being within them. So there is a value of being within them. And now you are able, with these energies, everything that is happening on the planet, everything that we can move with these energies, we can become part of these energies. They are giving us a massive push forward. We can use these, and we can either sit in these energies and say, oh no, what do I do? It's so scary. Everything's moving, and blaming, and we can sit and petrify within these movements, but these movements are happening. Or we can go, okay, how can I use these movements to make a massive change in my life? And even if you don't know what the path is, all you have to do is make a simple change. Coffee with no milk. A simple change. It's taking me back to nature, instead of using all those alternative milks that have all sorts of things in them that for the last couple of years I've been saying I don't want to use, but I still use. I'm coming back to, okay, I don't want to use them, then I don't want to use them. And so it's coming back to myself. It's a small change. It's not changing the world, but it is moving me towards. And as you start letting things go, you start changing the behavior pattern within yourself, allowing yourself to let things go. You have to start with the little things that scare you just a little bit. And then you can start moving into the things, and it starts happening on its own. Because once you show yourself that you can make changes and that it's not detrimental to who you are, it's just, you make a change and you get used to it, then it becomes easier and easier to make those changes as you see those patterns of behavior. And now is the time. Now is the time. You want to be on that right train when it leaves the track. Allow yourself to make the shifting. This is the time. So I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me. I am very excited to be here during these times, and to be able to be part of this, to be part of this change, to be part of to understand what my part is, and just to bring it forward. All it is to be myself, and to be the filter, and to show the way, and to show what it really looks like. There's a lot of pain in this, and a lot of prices, but it's for the higher good, and everybody has their place in it. And I am finding empowerment and joy in the place that I am coming into. I have been what could be perceived as paying massive prices, but it couldn't be different, because I couldn't have gotten those lessons that I did get, and get to the place that I am right now, and to the self-acceptance that I am right now, and to the understanding that I am divine, and to the understanding that all is divine, and to understand that there is a pattern that I have to overcome, or not really a pattern that I have to overcome. It's not accurate. That there is a path that I have to go down, that is divinely guided, that is guiding me through all of the things that I need to heal within myself, so that I can purely shine my light. And then part of it is just letting go and fall towards the light. Fall towards the light. Close your eyes, look inward, fall towards the light. And that light will lead you back home to your inner being. And all of those outer layers, when you leave abandon the outer crusts that are built around yourself, that is those belief systems, and the ways that you have to, must, and can'ts, that are way out there in the crust of your being. When you abandon them and you look inward and you fall towards the light, there is no choice but for those crusts to collapse. There's nothing there. Your life force isn't out there anymore, holding those layers up, holding those beliefs up. So sometimes it's just turning around, looking at the light, and falling towards the light, which can collapse everything that is not in sync with your inner being. And anything that is in sync with your inner being, you can trust that truth of your light will hold it up, and your light will shine through it, and it will magnetize it out into the abyss, and give your unique gifts and energies to the world. So trust, believe, know that you are worthy, know that you are unique, know that you are bringing something special to the world that is only of you, and know that it is doable. Right now is the time. Start making those changes. Sending you guys so much love. Thank you for watching.